I mean, you could just take a 10-minute thing to pretty much heal to heal by half, so it would take you 20 minutes.
Except for Mirrors, who doesn't have that ability.
He heals himself. For 2.
Why is it the Mirrors rolls like a player even though you're rolling for him?
Don't want to make things too easy for you.
It's just because he's on our team. We're fucking cursed.
Oh my god.
2 out of a possible 16. Min rolls. Perfect. I fixed the audio, by the way.
Oh my god.
Okay. I mean, it's probably for the best. No one needs to listen to this.
Well, the rest of us can heal for half. I don't know if we want to heal for full, depending on how much health we have after, but...
I think Shinsung was standing with 1 hit point.
I'm at 15.
You know, given how relatively easy it is for us to climb the cliff now, and how next to the boat we are, we could just come down there and ask Kanjar to heal us up.
I mean, or we could just wait another... I mean, I feel like that would be similar amount of time, wouldn't it?
Probably be
to go down over the boat, 10 minutes.
According due to the fact that you can do 3 climb checks per turn, it would take you 12 seconds. It would take you 18 seconds to get to the boat, according to that.
And then back. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. Do we want to do that?
Like we go down there. We rest for 10 minutes. Kanjar patches up the rest of us, especially Maris, who could need help, who actually needs the help, and then we heal the full base off the 10-minute rest down at the boat. Do you want to roll that, or do you want to just say, fuck it, that's fine?
Well, she does have a limited amount of spells. However, she does have a level. She does have 2 second-level heals. So she's going to do 2 second-level heals.
She does a medicine check on she does a medicine check on Shin, because Shin's the lowest health, for 3 health.
Did you make like 6 good berries too?
Oh right, she has good berries. I would imagine that she gave you good berries before leaving. That would make logical sense.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Well, true. Since we got so beat up so close to them, she can burn like one or 2 heals to get people up first, and we can eat the good berries while inside, right?
Okay, and then do we want to like just haul the bodies and just stick them on the boat so we get rid of them?
Or the ocean.
Or the ocean. Do we have it? Do we want to like check them? Let's check the bodies while we're doing the 10 minutes.
And then confine them to the ocean.
So you all heal for 16, and she channels healing into you.
Okay, I think that brings me to to full. That just brings me to full.
Miras is still somewhat injured, but it's not too bad. He'll survive, maybe.
Hey, Shin, did you get the 3 hit points from the amazing medicine check I rolled?
I did.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Whatever. You can. They're probably just giving us a funny look because we come down here, beat the shit again before coming back up.
Yes, we must return. Tell me to not go as planned, but we have made a plan. We must do it. We must finish.
Back to the raid.
Should we finish? Probably no. Are we? Probably not.
Alright, so you come back up with no serious challenges, considering all of you can pretty much automatically do this as long as Shinsung doesn't roll a 1.
Oh.
Do you want to roll your 1s just in case?
Not really, no.
I mean, worst comes to worst, Gix is behind you anyway, just holding a bag up over his head.
Did they have anything on them?
Just the scale mail. Scale mail for the 2 fighters and composite bows.
Okay.
I mean, we don't have a reason to throw those away, but at the same time, they're evidence, so it's probably better to get rid of them. They probably have something. They probably have like specialized. They probably have like a signet or something on them.
They 100%
20 gold.
Yes.
I mean, composite bows, 20 gold.
The bows probably don't have it. Wait, what are you talking about? Composite bows? They had crossbows.
That's what I meant. They have 2 crossbows.
crossbows are worth next to nothing. And again, they're probably stamped because unlike a bow, there's a lot more space that isn't necessary for the function of the weapon.
Got that stamp real estate to make use of.
All right, so do we get it back up here? And has there been any activity since we left?
I mean, you were gone for a grand total of 10 minutes, so no, not really.
Okay. So, you going in this door or the other door that's to the south?
Let's say we would have went to the southern door just based on that would have been the side we were climbed out of, and it's kind of an arbitrary decision regardless.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, makes sense.
Okay, so,
like, we have no reason to believe one door is better than the other.
Stealth this time? Like, check corners?
Mirrors rolled stealth?
Oh, amazing stealth roll. Does he have follow the leader?
No.
Dang.
Also amazing stealth roll.
You guys are on the same tier for the most part.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna... I don't have clumsy anymore.
I'm gonna hang back for a minute. Just for a hot minute.
So you see Mirrors kind of go, okay, guys, I'm going to go in first. I'll make sure it's fine. They won't think it's super weird if it's just one elf, okay?
Why don't you just put on one of the uniforms then?
Okay, yes.
He dresses up like one of the half elf archers. The difference between a full elf archer and a half elf archer is not substantial.
Guess they will not be able. I mean, they won't be able to tell the difference anyway.
He walks in, kind of looks around. Comes back. Okay, guys, if you go in towards the left, there's a long hallway. He's like, but there's also a third hallway and a second hallway. There's really not a lot to report.
Well, let's go over this door on the basis that it doesn't lead anywhere, so they can't flee away from us if we run into more people.
Which door?
These ones, like we just cover both doors, right?
You see Muras climb on top of the statue and just pose.
He's posing?
Pouncing. He's getting ready to pounce.
Oh, okay, yes. I thought that was different. I thought he was doing like...
We're doing the south door here?
Yeah.
He's not like getting up on the statue and pose.
I'm covering the other door. Okay, and then we look at each other, hands out 1, 2, 3, and an open door, right? Where's Shin?
I guess perhaps that would be...
What am I going to do?
Shin's deciding which door he wants to assist.
I'm going to hang out in the middle. And ready in action to go towards whoever makes motion for me to go that way.
Okay, in the 3, the 2, and the 1.
You find large storerooms.
Is this the... I turned the mirror. Is this treasure that you were looking for? Is this... What is this treasure we are looking for anyway? I don't think you have elaborated on.
You see him jump down, and you see him go, okay, so these are military documents? That's what the big shelf units are. But the crates are full of weapons, the staff payment money, paying the army. Probably good to take.
Okay, shove it all in the bag.
And as he does that, you see him walk over to this crate, just throw it open, and you just see a plethora of silver and gold coins with him. If you want to take the time to count them specifically right now, we can. I wouldn't recommend it.
I'm gonna shove it all in the bag. Just
put the chest of money.
Okay, just put So there's chests of weapons, chests of money.
In the other chest, you find just assorted military sundries, arrows, bows, potions, supplies.
Ooh, food. Potions.
I mean, that sounds good too. Let's just put all of them in the bag.
Are you going to be taking the chest as well?
Yes.
Let's look in the chat. close the door just in case someone comes behind and look in the chest.
Well, open them all, see what's in them, and then just like take the whole. It's all in the box. Just put it in the box. Put the box in the
Okay.
bag.
So you're just taking all 4 crates. Now in front of you, you also see a series of shelving units. On these shelving units are various military documents, such as, troop movements, troop counts, training reports, fortification reports, things of that nature. You are certain that they would be valuable to someone.
The only way they would be valuable is if we went and sold it to another country that wants to make war. Oh, we disguise ourselves and sell it to the elves.
Yes, this is.
I feel like that's like we're here for our own gain, and like that's just kind of detrimental to like everyone because circus performances don't really do too well during times of war. I don't think.
I don't know when or why we decided we hate elves. I think it was just because of what was his Gitterin? Because like he made enemies of them. It's like fuck it.
I mean, it's very circus. It's very like mob family-ish.
See, like we're circus folk. We're considered like bottom of the barrel, like scum kind of society. Elves treat themselves like they're the highest form of society. It's a good clash. Good motive.
Is there enough room in this bag of holding for everything, or should we not?
It's got 50 bulk.
And
I don't know what 50 bulk is.
So.
And we didn't put the bodies in.
The crate of weapons and armor is not going to work then because that's like
the crate and armor weapons are not here. This one is other supplies. The other room that you were in is where weapons and armors and the like are.
How do I delete one of the loot items? I can just rename it. So crate of potions, because potions are good value per capita.
Yeah.
And what were the other two that weren't the money and the potions? What the other
like arrows and sundries.
Military supplies, stuff for resisting a siege.
So, like dried food and such.
Yeah. It's still, as you know from the other campaign, still has some value.
Also, we're going to be going on a long voyage, so food is probably a good idea.
Steal the crate of food, because why not?
Might as well take it while we're here, right? Might not.
We didn't actually provision any food for the trip out, so we actually need this crate of food.
It is fortuitous that we happen to find this here, so let us take it. It seems this is from the God. We are on the righteous path.
Oh, don't even try to sell it like that. So, crate of money, potions, food. We don't need arrows.
Like, some of this is like crafting supplies for people to continue making additional supplies in the event of a siege.
You
can just put down crate of crafting supplies, crate of food.
Nope. Yeah,
those to be very familiar terms. And it should give you a decent idea in regards to value. Although, probably more useful as actual raw components.
Let's just take everything and go.
I'm not bothering with the arrows. None of us do archery.
I guess I have bolts, but
fine. You can take bolts for yourself, but you really need an entire army's worth of bolts.
You can find cold iron and silver bolts within the supplies.
All right, so cold iron and silver bolts.
120 of each.
I could take I could take a bow. There's weapons in the other room. I could take a bow and use those arrows. Give me a little more range than just these two swords.
All right, then. But that's the thing on your personal table. So take as many arrows as you want, and so 120 of each cold iron and silver arrows, as well as regular arrows, I guess.
Yep.
Put those on. There's the bolt. 120 cold iron, 120 silver bolt.
Yep. Basically, there's 120 of each for each type of user. You also specifically find, Shin, as you're going around gathering up all the arrows and bolts and arrows for your bow idea, You do find 60 Viper arrows.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh.
And
Oh.
just 120 regular bolts.
100, and then you find 120 silver, 120 cold iron.
Oh, you said the red box, so I thought the red box was going to be what's inside the bag of holding right now, so I've been writing in there. Oh, so we don't have Myron's hat anymore, so or the river rocks.
So, were
He's
you
been
taking
adding
the?
random items? Why are there daggers in here? Why is there a Call of the Wild in the animal category or item category?
So was anyone else taking the bolts? Like, Gix is gonna take the bolt.
Yeah, you're
Is anyone
taking the
else
bolts, and
Freaking-
Shin's taking the arrows. I'm just deleting spells and abilities from the item tab. And feats,
anything-
apparently.
How many like heavy armor or anything in here? Or
You
Probably.
actually do... the majority of the armor that you find in there is actually parade armor.
ooh, that's not for the circus.
That's armor's like really bulky for its value, though.
Yeah. Any like
But bag of holding.
special weapons or anything, or just like normal
Hold on.
boring weapons?
Oh, so is it like specifically parade armor of Absalom, or is it just parade armor because one's more valuable than the other?
As soon as you... Gix, as soon as you start rummaging around throughout the various supplies, you suddenly hear very faint singing.
From in the pile?
Do you dig around attempting to find it?
Yes.
So the deeper you dig into the pile, the louder the voice gets, until eventually you get to the bottom, where you find a silver and gold inlaid long sword. As you draw this, as you poke at the sword, you hear, "Hey, what are you doing in here?"
Hello, I thought maybe you would like trip outside of pile. It seems not very nice, and you have beautiful singing voice. Would you consider joining perhaps traveling show?
You hear you just hear loud sighs like, "Oh, thank God! I was getting so tired of staring at the ass of swords." He's like,
Well, it is-
"Yeah, if you want, I could totally come with you, as long as it gets me out of this stinky metal crate."
All right. Well, you're gonna have to keep quiet or stay in the bag of holding for now while we finish our business here.
He looks at you. He's like, "Okay, but if you ever feel like you're not brave enough, just let me know and I can help."
It sounds like we have deal. I will here. Here, let me put you in bag. You'll be coming out of bag very soon, so do not worry for too much. But
You'll be in the
He's
bag.
like, could you keep the handle out so I could see?"
perhaps you
Okay, actually,
singing may perhaps be issue right now. Maybe if you could maybe stay quiet, we could leave your handle so you could see.
He
That
goes,
would be-
"Oh, definitely. I can totally be quiet. That won't be a problem." As you look down towards it and at mention of the handle, all you see is a big eye blink at you from what you thought was a gemstone.
Very beautiful, sparkling eye you had. Glows like gemstone. I thought it was gemstone. So is it like a person eye?
You have found a intelligent singing sword.
Are we adding that to like the loot, or are we adding that to an NPC pot?
A singing sword is a +1 striking longsword imbued with the consciousness of a boisterous bard, and therefore constantly sings at all times. A singing sword cannot stop its singing, and in fact communicates in no way other than by singing. A successful diplomacy or intimidate check against its will DC can convince it to quiet its singing to a whisper for 10 minutes, or 20 on a critical success, although it quickly grows displeased of anyone who attempts this repeatedly. The singing sword can spend its actions to attack on its own with the effects of a dancing weapon activation, except that its attack modifier is plus 12. In addition, it can perform the following activation. Each casts a composition spell and follows all the standard rules for compositions. Once per minute, inspire courage. Once per minute, inspire defense. Once per hour, you or an ally within 60 feet of rolls a saving throw against an auditory effect. Singing sword casts counter performance.
A name there, Mr. Sword? What do we call you? Are you... Or is your name simply Mr. Sword? Is it Singing Sword?
You see him kind of gesture. He's like, no, I'm not really Mr. Sword, but let's get out of here first. I have much more important things to do than just... I'll be honest with you, I'm so tired of this room.
We need many rooms to show you. Stick him in the bag with the eye sticking out.
Well, it wasn't as we need to loot that, but this is starting to look better than before.
Okay.
Shinsung, you also find... Sorry, I have to look it up. Something... It was a specific thing. I'm trying to find it here. My notes get a little bit weird. I do apologize.
Is Valley Girl longsword on the list?
You find a bow of eternal sleep. This bow is not made out of standard wood, and instead it's made out of a thin, jagged metal. Until activated, it's too small and ornamental to function as a weapon, which allows it to be passed off as a bow-shaped decoration. On interact, you transform the bow of eternal sleep into a +1 grievous striking bow, and strike an unconscious target with the dagger.
Ooh.
Anyway, I'll just do this.
Yeah, just...
Suffice to say, what you actually found wasn't a... it wasn't quite a... These aren't quite items, like good things. These are things that have been confiscated from criminals.
Well, the singing sword really sounds more like something they probably just stowed in there because the singing sword probably annoyed them.
I mean, that's quite plausible, frankly.
that one doesn't sound so much like a criminal weapon as, oh my god, I need some peace and quiet, and they just forgot about it. Alright, so do you have item entries like the other campaign?
I'll be doing this here in a second.
Okay. So you guys want to push our luck and try any of the other rooms, or you guys want to head out of here now?
Well, we got money, but what else can we get?
I was probably asking Miras if this is the room that he thought we were going, or this is kind of what he was expecting, like amount, or is there like a vault somewhere that he was casing the place for?
Sorry, I'm doing the weapon things as requested.
Seriously though, the security in this place is atrocious. This feels almost a little too easy. Oh my god, I cursed us. I jinxed us.
You shouldn't have done that.
You did. Still, the security is atrocious. Like, you think they would have, had some way of raising the alarm, but no.
Okay, so Bow of Eternal Sleep is in the item category, and I'll put in Mr. Sword later. You're not really planning on using him anytime soon, so
Because he's not.
Is it a boy sword or a girl sword?
it's a boy.
Okay.
Basically think that ever so annoying Valley Girl, Valley Boy, band geek or theater geek that almost everybody had in their school.
Mine was my boss for a little while. That was weird.
Let's close that door. So Mira's kind of gestures. He's like, well, we kind of hit up like most of the places. He's like, there's one more room here that has a lot of valuable stuff, but I'm not quite sure which one. He's like, remember, I wasn't the one who scouted this out. I was the one who planned the job.
Did you make the item visible? Because I don't see it in the item list.
Oh, I did not. My bad. There we go.
I mean, if I were to hide material, valuable, precious material, I think I would hide it in most innermost thing of location. Like, or maybe like go recheck this one.
Okay. I'm also going to be HIJK. There we go. There you go. It even has art.
Or do we want to go? We want to take what we have. We have stuff. We can cut and run right now, or we can potentially get into another fight and hopefully make it out.
Well, I did jinx us earlier, so maybe we can go.
I was like, whatever you want, guys. So far, this is looking like a pretty good hit for me, so I'm good.
You know what? Yeah, it's got like a lot of, gold, shiny stuff. Weird blinking eyeball stick.
I wish I knew or something, because if I did, then I could just open the door, and if there's people there, I could run for the cliff and just feather fall off the edge.
I know it would also be really cool if we had feather fall for them.
As it is, the closest thing I could think of is using that weird gravity attack to just arrest the fall. But that's not quite the same thing. If you want to,
you also find within the weapon category. Sorry, there was one I forgot in my notes. Kix, as you're rummaging through, you find a small star knife dagger with an extremely ornate grip depicting a silver dragon. The neck, wings, and tail of the dragon wrap around and over the handle in knots to support the weapon's four blades. While the handle is polished to a mirror-like shine, the blades are flat black and entirely unreflective. You are unable to identify it in regards to what it is.
well, we can identify it later. We are taking it with us, so we have time on the boat later.
Yeah, literally none of your skills are high enough to do it even with a crit, so...
So I wonder why there's such valuable stuff just sitting there. I guess this is the side of the fort which we had to climb a cliff to get to, which isn't a common method of robbery.
As stated, the quote-unquote army for Absalom is also its police force.
Yeah.
So many of the items that you're going to be finding here are things that have been confiscated from criminals. Some of the more dangerous things that they have.
Is a star knife like a? Is it a martial or the weapon categories in this? There's martial, advanced, uncommon. What is that?
So I just threw a picture of what a star knife looks like. For many intents and purposes, it's basically a dagger. I think it's an advanced weapon in this. Star Knife. It is a just common melee weapon. It is a 1d4 piercing, agile, deadly d6, finesse, thrown 20, versatile slashing dagger.
That's pretty good. Oh yes. Oh wow. Yes, just a dagger with just a ton of properties.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Well,
It's returning.
You don't know. The magic on this one,
Oh.
the magic on this weapon is so complex that you are
Okay.
unable to identify what its magic does.
Oh, okay. But it's it's magic or it's just like dark.
so
It is magic.
if we want to open another door, how about we like put some ropes over the cliff so we can just climb down and get away if we need to make a quick escape.
Miras looks
Yeah,
at you. He's
if-
like, I could just jump. That's fine.
Oh, well, if we jump and we hit the water, we should be fine in that case too, right?
Maybe. He's like, I've seen some dudes turn into pancakes from that.
Well,
Sorry, how far is the water from the wall? It's like a good 20 feet, isn't it?
You'd have to make a long jump in order to clear it.
That's a pretty significant chunk. Yeah.
well, I have one rope, and I'll just hook it over the edge here. Wait, no, that's going to attract attention if someone comes by here, and they're probably going to see the boat.
Yeah, I think we should head out and before the rest of the circus folk get caught.
Well, if we're heading out, why don't we just steal all the crates then? Since we're not.
I thought we were going to take all the crates.
Yeah,
I thought Gix wanted to take some statues.
I mean, I think that it might look good on the boat, perhaps.
We could just set up the fancy armor.
So what? Steal the parade armor since we decided we're probably just going to rob everything we found apart and leave, not push our luck.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
I mean,
All right, fine.
things to keep in mind,
So-
John. A, you are robbing this place in the middle of the night.
Uh,
B, you murdered the guards already. C, you approach from a direction that makes no sense to typically approach from.
I'm just the thing that surprises me is that when they see people arrive like that, the last archer, for example, didn't just run away because he had a really big head start. That part doesn't make any sense to me. The fact he still kept fighting.
There actually
Yeah,
was
I mean,
a
he
reason
was-
for that, but I'm not going to go into it.
Fair enough. But the thing is, it doesn't make sense to Coniferous, so Coniferous is saying it out loud. There, see?
Fair enough. So yeah, so basically you guys are just planning on taking absolutely everything that isn't nailed down to the floor?
What is the carpet nailed down?
No. You can't nail carpet into stone floors. Throwing that out there.
I mean, it looks quite nice. Is it like a nice high thread count red?
I mean, honestly, carpet period back in this era was worth money, period.
I mean, you could get a carpet or two. It seems like there's a lot of them around here.
Okay, so you're stealing all the crates, all the armors and weapons, and the carpet. Yes?
Like, how do we get the carpet out of the floor? The carpet.
You
Just
put
gonna
the
roll it
bag
up.
over it and put a little piece of it in there and it sucks it up like spaghetti.
Oh, that's better than I thought. Okay, that's cool. Good to know for future reference.
I mean, there has to be some kind of suction mechanic associated with it. Otherwise, how would you fit large items into the bag? Kind of logic I'm going for here. You can't force something into a small. You can't force your fist into a keyhole. That's kind of what I'm going for. If you've ever seen a husky get it on with a Pomeranian, you'll get where I'm going from. It just doesn't work right.
I haven't, and I hope not. And while we're on that that sort of train of thought, what about the suction? How good is the suck on this?
I'm not gonna go into too much detail. Let's just leave that there.
Okay.
I suppose technically we did mark out in opening the storeroom first, so there probably isn't that much. Like, we might find bedrooms and dining rooms and stuff, but that's not exactly valuable to steal. So, right.
Suffice to say, your bag does have enough bulk capacity to steal literally everything that you guys have seen outside of if you're not taking the papers shelvings. And given that,
Could we take the papers without the shelving?
given that papers without shelving have a negligible weight, yeah. Okay, so you take absolutely everything except for the shelves the papers are on. Is this an accurate statement?
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh my god.
So all you see is Gex going around with his bag like a Hoover vacuum, just shoving shit in. He sticks a piece of the statue, and you just see the entire statue get sucked in. You see the various carpets just get slurped up like a long piece of red spaghetti. You see crates, armor, weapons. All
funny thing is,
disappear.
if we go down and empty the bag of holding in the hole, we could technically come back up and steal more shit. But I'm not sure if we want to.
Well, there's nothing else. What else are we gonna steal?
That would be running risks of A, running into people, and B, running into another combat, which it's 1040, so I'm not sure you want to get into that for a multitude of reasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
So should we just go back to the boat and sail off into the sunset?
Are you guys gonna leave any kind of calling card?
No, like the elf decoy thing was basically
That fails.
But since we ended up killing everybody due to the fact that we were having the fight at full force, otherwise they would have shot us in the face and killed us.
Yeah, just the not having a calling card seems better almost. I mean, unless we had like a misleading calling card.
Yeah.
Like a big like some sort of like big sigil in the middle of the floor where the carpet used to.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I think just gonna head out.
let's just go.
Let's leave while we're ahead. Like, this has gone. I mean, not fantastic, but it's gone certainly better than it could have.
The initial fight was messy, but the fact of the matter is that since we found a storeroom that actually had magical shit in it so quickly, it's like, let's just loot it.
No one is dead. We haven't been permanently caught.
We haven't been remotely caught.
Well, I mean, people saw us, but no one
Sean,
lived
have you
to tell
been
the
talking
tale.
this whole time?
I have been, yeah.
Oh no.
I was
What's
saying that we should head out.
Okay.
So
Okay, so we're good.
all you see is Muris just stand here, take an enormous running leap, and jump directly onto the boat.
Like he just lands on? Okay.
He's a cat.
Is he okay? Is he looking Axel like, or
He's fine.
how are his legs? Okay, cool.
He has cat fall, so he reduced that fall distance by 25 feet. So he takes 5d10, takes 26 damage, lands on the boat, stands up, waves at you from down below.
I mean, 5d10 definitely could have been fatal.
He had enough health to survive it, even if it rolled max dice.
Okay.
Well, he is a tumbler, so I'm just gonna climb.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, I can't hitch a ride in a bag holding. I'm assuming it's too full at this point.
That would be an accurate statement. You just want to feather fall your way down to the boat?
I don't have featherfall.
Oh.
You can put a rope down if you want, and then untie it and climb down after.
Yeah, that sounds great. Let's do that.
Okay.
So I guess.
As long as you don't roll a 1, you're fine.
With Gax, untie the rope. didn't say it, Ken. That's on you.
Oh my god.
You did this. You killed Kenneth. You killed son.
He has enough health to survive a fall.
Okay.
So you get down 15 feet of the 80, which brings you down to 55 feet, which means you take the same 80 minus 15 is 75, 65. So you take 60, 10 as you plummet towards the water. You hear a very loud, painful splash as Shinsung goes tumbling along and impacts the water full force.
Sweet. The rolls are private, by the way, so we can't tell what.
Seeing him fall, am I allowed to react in any way?
You can try. He's faster than you in climbing.
Okay. Is there a way I can place a gravity well to fling him onto the boat without, like, say, hitting the sails or anything?
I mean, you could try hurling him over there.
Yeah, I think we have a new show. A new performance.
You know what? Since I still have a third well slot, I do try it. Do you choose to fail to save?
Is that something I can do?
Yep.
Thanks. Yeah, can you choose to crit fail?
Yep.
Cool.
You can choose the level of failure that you are subject to.
Okay, so is there a way I can do the gravity well without hitting sails or anything? No, I guess technically since it's only a pulling movement, that means it's just going to act like a wind. It might just move the boat a bit. Right?
Yeah, it might ever so slightly pull the boat into the cliff. Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, the boat is kind of unsecured.
Well, see, here's my thought. The circle would be placed like... So
On the boat?
It would have to be at least 30 feet up from the boat to avoid impacting it.
So 30 feet up from the boat, I guess?
Yeah.
And then have we sucked the entire width of it right to the center there next to Guan Yu? And then fall 30 feet?
Well, it means it basically just avoids the thing of you landed wrong and are unconscious and drowning in water. That is kind of my goal here. You're still going to get hurt, but...
Okay. Yeah, sure. Let's take me right to the center there and then drop me 30 feet.
You just think that this is really funny.
I do.
All right. So, give me 1 second.
Okay, so you fall off the cliff and then get sucked back into the sky above the boat and then fall in the boat. You're getting slingshotted.
There's a problem where if he gets falling momentum, does he get...
Wow, oh my god. So, the sail, the wood of the sails, you hear a slight creak, but you don't detect any damage to the sails from your sucking motions.
I didn't damage the boat. Good.
Okay, the boat's not broken yet.
It critically succeeded, which means, yeah, it was unaffected, which is hilarious.
I like how the boat critically succeeded.
I was using it to basically if it critically failed, then it was going to be, you're going to crack the mast off, but it succeeded, so.
On a reflex save. Well, it's very dexterous, this elven boat.
It literally just rolled a 1d20. It had no modifiers.
Well, Gix climbs down the wall like a normal person.
I haven't actually climbed down yet, so you have to wait for me so you can unattach the rope.
Shinsung takes 12 damage from the 3d10 30-foot fall. You fail. And you don't have your thing to save you.
Well, this is my third climb check because I rolled one at the same time Shin did. So
yeah, so you go down 15 feet, followed by 20 feet. 15, 20, 35, so 35 minus 80. So you take 40-10.
Ow.
You take 18. Bow, right in the kisser.
Okay, Gix climbs down the wall.
Well, whatever.
Unties the
Why
rope.
does it say, oh, I was going to say, why does it say you have no hit points?
All right. Well,
Well, because I was curious what happened if I clicked the mystery number,
Oh, and it just killed
and
you.
I took nan damage. Over to the
whatever. I do an athletics check just to swim into
You
the
drown.
I can hold my breath.
Okay, just give me a second. I'm double checking what the rules are for critically failing a swim check.
I think you just sink for that turn.
Yeah, so you sink 10 feet, and you get moved 10 feet this way. You sink 10 feet, and you get moved 10 feet towards the left because the current is blowing you that way.
But yeah, you make no progress, and you lose a round of air if you're underwater.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
You swim back up. You swim back up diagonally, so 10 feet plus 10 feet will give you. That'll use up 20 movement. So you make 5 feet distance gain. Or no, yeah, there you go. You're good. You're here. Okay. Now just do a climb check because you just have to climb back onto the boat. You barely succeed at climbing back onto the boat. And with that, you hear.
All right. No witnesses, and we managed to find the treasure room early. Well, the storage room early. That's as smooth of a run as you could say.
So as you say that, you see a man dressed in extremely fine gold armor. He comes out. You hear him coming out onto the ramparts. I actually rolled this about an hour and a half ago, so thank God I finally get to use it. You hear him. Where's everybody? There will be hell to pay if I cannot find you. He then notices the light being generated from the boat down below.
The boat is.
He's still in darkness, by the way.
He's in darkness, yes.
I feel like we would have had the lights off during a.
Except you mostly have a human crew. Basically, everybody who has dark vision went with you.
Fair enough.
Because neither Gideron nor Enoch can see in the dark.
All right, I'm trying to block his vision with this, so at least he doesn't see the unusual members of the crew.
No, all he can see, as you guys, as I assume you guys would sail away.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is a very large sails with the mark of Kionin on it.
All according to plan.
It's why I rolled that. I rolled a dice to see how many hours it would take for somebody to come out to interact with you guys. I rolled 1 hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
1 hour out of how many potential hours?
4. Or sorry, 6. I rolled a 1d6.
Why do your dice hate us?
As you do that, as the boat sails away, all you see is this extremely bright, blinding flame moving, jolt down the ramparts at extreme speed. As the flames disappear, you see the commander standing there, staring at you, wielding a large, flaming, two-handed sword.
The boat's moving, right?
The boat is moving, yeah. As I said, he's kind of keeping up with you guys, so to speak.
Okay.
Is he flying?
He is flying.
Oh. Okay.
Unfortunately, it does appear that he does not have the range in which to chase you guys down without potentially killing himself.
Get on the ballista.
He can't reach you. He's just basically keeping up and keeping an eye on you.
I get on the ballista.
So you want to shoot a ballista at him?
Yes.
Okay, you can attempt. He'll have cover, just noting, because he's on the top of a rampart, and you're 80 feet below.
Oh, I thought he was flying.
No, he was flying along the ramparts.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought he. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's cool if he's just up there. That's fine.
Oh, so you don't want to take a pot shot?
That's whatever. I thought he was like off the ramparts in the air chasing the boat.
Yeah.
No, he's still up on the ramparts. He can't actually reach you safely.
That makes sense. Like his flight thing may not last enough time to keep it with a freaking boat.
40 feet of movement.
Yeah, and the boat moves faster than that, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So he can't actually keep up. He's just trying to get as much evidence as possible, right?
He's just trying to keep sight on you to gather as much visual evidence as possible. Yeah, but as he is a human and it is night.
We have a obscuring, and we have a we're obscured by mist.
Cast an obscuring mist. And the title search was a misclick.
All that he can see is a elven boat with elven insignias floating away into the sea.
We almost didn't cause an international incident.
But then we did.
But it was by accident.
We were actually just trying to leave. I like how we were planning on it in case there were survivors. There weren't, but then we get caught anyways, just as we're leaving.
It'll be good.
All according to plan.
You head back out. As you head back out to as you take off from Starwatch Keep, which you'll actually notice I reproduced a very specific corner of it. Because as stated, you're not trying to conquer the keep, you're trying to do a smash and grab. So Ian, in combination with the lighting that's in front of him, he is able to safely navigate through the ship graveyard.
Cool.
And into the open sea surrounding Absalom.
You know, one wonders why these bags of holding are legal, considering what we just did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they did seem to make things easier than not having it.
we were able to loot an unreasonable amount of stuff from a really stupid angle. Can you imagine trying to carry that shit down a cliff?
I mean, I imagine we would have just taken, like the money and maybe the potion.
Exactly. We were able to steal like everything. But I wonder if he came from inside that keep section and saw like there were no carpets and anything.
I'm hoping he was very, very confused by that. It's like, where are the statues? Where are the carpets? What happened here? Did they, maybe he just thought they were moving and didn't tell him?
So yeah, even if we cause an international incident, we also probably have a price in our head from Galen now. Because even if they can't convince anyone else of the truth of the matter, they still know. Or at least,
So as you head out to the open seas, you are the members of you who were present at the top of the tower are suddenly struck by a blinding migraine that quickly renders you unconscious. As you swim through this unconsciousness, you see what appears to be great vast lands of deserts, pyramids, and mummies.
Mummy's mask.
Upon awakening, you realize that the area specifically being referenced in your visions is that of Osiris.
So, do the visions want us to go to Osiris?
It is a vision sent to you from sent to you by the same source as what caused your the magical healing at the top of the tower, i.e. the sphere, the Eon Sphere.
Okay. And And where is? Oh, okay. So that's to the south instead of Escadar, which is to the north.
Correct.
I don't have any vision on this.
Refresh.
I'm looking at a normal map.
Oh, do you need none of you have vision on this?
No,
No.
Oh, I know. Sorry, my bad.
You
I
go.
have the
There you go.
interactive Pathfinder map up.
Can you see
I
now?
like how you're trying to give some sort of direction, and then it's like, nah.
What? So we wanted to go to Escadar for. It was like another tower, right? Wasn't it?
That's where your people were taken.
There, yes, that's important. We should do that.
That is important.
So you can either go to Escadar in order to try to rescue the circus folk, or you can follow where the orb is sending you to site, which is to Assyrian.
I have a feeling this is going to be a split vote.
I have a feeling it's probably not going to be as close as you think, given the amount of care and attention that's been given to the people of the circus thus far.
I mean, we haven't really had the people of the circus here thus far.
Puddle people.
They don't know about that. Shh.
No, they're in a farm upstate.
Exactly. As soon as they're healed, they're joining us again.
Yeah, they're getting treated by a cleric who thinks find a way to reverse it.
But
And
I
then
think that
come
this is
back
a good
anytime.
point to kind of stop. It's exactly 11 o'clock, which is perfect.
B, you want to have more people to vote on something this important?
Yeah. So I think Abby is starting off. Honestly, the best case scenario would be to have this discussed over the week, so I have time to prepare. I have half of the setup prepared. I don't have the other half.
Awesome. Anyway, guys, have a good night.
Good night.
And I'm real upset that I was muted for like the last half of that one conversation. That sucks. I'm like, I wonder why everyone's ignoring me. This is weird.
And then I message you. I'm like, hey, bud, you okay?
Yeah.
I'm like, I
Yeah.
think he might be upset because the dice have been assholes tonight.
No, just forgot to unmute it.
But yeah, so you guys definitely have a pretty substantial choice to make here, and it'll kind of decide the next bit. But I'm leaving it kind of up to you.
I guess we'll probably try to figure that out before next week so you have time to prep.
Basically. And honestly, as stated, these are only the provided hooks. If you guys say, F it, we're just going to go be pirates, sure. I don't really care. I'm just saying you make a choice. I don't care what. No, the last hour was fine, John.